What's up, guys? It's Styles here. Welcome back to another episode of our Juice World Goodbye and Good Riddance pixel art tutorial. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Hopefully you join me for some more pixel art tutorial videos. In the last video, we were working over here on this side on the G. Well, I guess the last two videos, because my computer decided to stop working. But let's go ahead and hop right into it. So we're gonna start in this gap right below here. We're gonna place us gray concrete underneath the clay block, and underneath that gray concrete we'll place this gray wool. Then we're gonna go ahead and fill this gap in with gray concrete. Okay, from there we're gonna go up on top of our birchwood log, and we're gonna place us an iron block. To the left of the iron block we'll place us gray wool. On top of that gray wool we'll place us cyan terracotta. To the left of the cyan terracotta we'll place us gray terracotta going up 2. To the left of that top gray terracotta we'll place this gray terracotta, and then to the left of it we're gonna place us light gray concrete powder. On top of that left gray terracotta we'll place us black concrete powder. To the right of the black concrete powder we'll place us bedrock. To the right of that we'll place us white wool. And then underneath the white wool we're gonna place us a clay block. Okay, and then down right diagonal for the clay block we'll place us white wool. On top of the bedrock we'll place us dorite. And then to the left of the dorite we'll place us gray terracotta going to the left 2. Oops. On top of that left gray terracotta we'll place us gray wool. To the right of the gray wool we're gonna place us dorite. To the right of the dorite we'll place us white wool. On top of the white wool we'll place us snow going to the left 2. To the right of the snow we'll place us white wool going to the right 2. On top of that left white wool we'll place us snow. To the left of that snow we'll place us white wool. On top of the white wool we'll place us snow. To the left of that snow we'll place us white wool. Okay, on top of the gray wool to the left over here we'll place us polished dorite. We're gonna go down below underneath this gray terracotta. We're gonna go ahead and fill this gap in with gray concrete. All right, and from there we are gonna place us to the right of the white wool on top of the iron block. We're gonna place us a snow block. To the right of that snow block we'll place us white wool going up 2. And then to the right of the bottom white wool we'll place us a snow block. To the right of that snow block we'll place us white wool going to the right 2. On top of that left white wool we'll place us white wool going back to the left 2. And then we're gonna place us to the right of the white wool to the far right we'll place us white wool. We'll place us snow, and then white wool to the right of the snow. Underneath that right white wool we're gonna place us mossy cobblestone. And then to the left of mossy cobblestone we'll place us white concrete. Sorry, we'll place us gray wool underneath that. To the left of the gray wool, we'll place us dorite. And then we'll place us down left diagonal from the dorite, polished dorite. And then we'll place us down left diagonal from that, an iron block. And then underneath the iron block, we'll place us clay block. And then we're gonna place us underneath the clay block a mossy stone brick. So underneath the mossy stone brick we'll place us bedrock. And then we're gonna place us to the right of the bedrock gray wool. And then on top of that gray wool we're gonna place us gray concrete going to the right 2. To the right of that gray concrete we'll place us bedrock going up 2. To the left of the top bedrock we'll place us gray terracotta going to the left 2. On top of the left gray terracotta, we'll place us gray concrete powder. To right, the gray concrete powder will place us gray concrete. On top of the gray concrete, we'll place us gray concrete powder. To right, the gray concrete will place us gray terracotta going up 2. To right, that top gray terracotta will place us gray terracotta going up 2. Underneath that gray terracotta will place us coal ore. Underneath the coal ore will place us dorite. And then to right, the dorite will place us bedrock. Underneath the bedrock will place us gray terracotta. Underneath that gray terracotta we'll place this gray concrete going all the way back to the left, and then place on top or underneath that dorite gravel. Underneath the gray right gray concrete we'll place this gray concrete, and then to the left of it we'll place this gray terracotta. On top of that right gray bedrock we'll place us andesite. And then we're gonna place us on top of the andesite gravel. On top of the gravel, we'll place us gray terracotta. On top of the gray terracotta, we'll place us gray concrete. To right of the gray concrete, we'll place us gray terracotta. On top of the left gray concrete, we'll place us clay block. To right of the clay block, we'll place us cyan terracotta. On top of the cyan terracotta, we'll place us white concrete powder. And then we'll place to right the white concrete powder, polished dorite. And then we're gonna place this underneath that polished dorite, gray concrete going to right 5. Oops. And then underneath, on top of that right gray concrete, we're gonna place us gray wool. And then to left of that gray wool, we'll place us bedrock. And then on top of the bedrock, we'll place us white concrete. To the left of the white concrete, we'll place us white wool. Underneath the white wool, we're gonna place us acacia wood log. To the left of the acacia wood log, we'll place us light gray wool. And then on top of the white wool, we're gonna place us snow going up 4. On top of that snow, we're gonna place us white wool. To the right of the snow at the top, we'll place us snow to right, and then place on top of that right snow, white concrete powder. Okay. To the right of the white concrete up top, we'll place us polished dorite going to right 2. And then we're gonna place us to right of that polished dorite, an iron block. And then we're gonna place us, we get down below on top, or to the right of that gray concrete, we'll place us gray wool going down 2, and then place us a gray wool to the left of the bottom gray wool. Then we're gonna place us underneath that left gray wool, we'll place this gray concrete. To the left of that gray concrete, we'll place this gray terracotta going to the left 3. And then what I want to do is I want to kind of drop down some more because I'm working my way up a bit more instead of starting all the way up here. Let me skip this song. What's this one? Okay. Next thing we're gonna do. I want to go underneath this top gray terracotta up top here. I'm gonna place us gray concrete going down 3 below it. And then we're gonna place to right that gray concrete, we're gonna place this gray terracotta going up 2. To right at the top gray terracotta, we'll place this gray terracotta going up 2. To right that top gray terracotta, we'll place this gray concrete. On top of that gray concrete, we'll place this gray terracotta. To right that top gray terracotta, we'll place this gray concrete going down 2. And then underneath that gray concrete, we'll place this gray terracotta going down 4. Underneath that gray terracotta, we'll place this gray concrete. And then all over here in this left gap, we're gonna go ahead and fill this in with, actually, I'm sorry, we're gonna go over here to right of this, over here on the left side to right of the polished joy. Up top here, we'll place this gray wool, and on top of it, we're gonna place us gray concrete powder. There you go. And then we're gonna go ahead and fill this all in with gray concrete in this gap right here to the left. Okay, so now that we got that done, we're gonna go, sorry, to right of that gray terracotta we went down 4 with, to right the bottom one, we're gonna place us gray concrete going down 2. On top of that gray concrete, we'll place a cyan terracotta going up 2. On top of the cyan terracotta, we'll place this gray concrete powder, and then we'll place us on top of gray concrete powder, gray concrete going up 2. On top of that right gray concrete, we'll place this gray wool going to right 2. On top of the right gray wool, place this gray wool going to right 2. On top of the right gray wool, we'll place this gray wool going to right 2. Okay. We are gonna go to the right of that top cyan terracotta. We'll place us quartz block going down 2. I'm not listening to. I'm gonna skip this song. I don't know if I still have this song on my playlist when I add it. Skip. Okay. Sorry. Underneath the quartz block, we'll place us the right. Underneath the dorite, we'll place this gray concrete going to right 2. On top of that right gray concrete, we'll place us a birchwood log. On top of that birchwood log, we'll place us we'll place us white wool going up 2. And then on top of that white wool, we're gonna place us snow going to right 2. Underneath the right snow, we'll place a snow going down 2. To right of the birchwood log at the bottom, we're gonna place us coal ore. Underneath that coal ore, we'll replace us gray terracotta going to right 2. To right of the coal, we'll place us gray terracotta going to right 2. On top of the right gray terracotta, we'll place us gray terracotta. To the left of the gray terracotta up top, we'll place us cracked stone bricks. On top of the cracked stone brick, we'll place us birchwood log going up 2. Then we're gonna place us on top of that right snow block, polished joy. To the left of polished joy, we'll place us white concrete. To the left of the white concrete, we're gonna place us coal ore. To the left, or underneath that coal ore, we'll place us a birchwood log. On top of the right birchwood log, we are gonna place us gray wool going to right 3. And then we're gonna place to right of that gray wool a gray concrete. Underneath the gray concrete, we'll place us gray terracotta. And to right of that gray terracotta, we'll place us gray concrete going to right 3. We'll place this gray terracotta going up 2. To right at the bottom gray terracotta, we'll place us gray wool. And then to right the gray wool, place us gray concrete. To right that gray concrete, we're gonna place us gray wool. And then okay. The only thing else down below, the gray concrete. To the left of this gray concrete powder, we'll place us gray terracotta. Oops. And then we're gonna fill in the rest of this gap with gray concrete. Okay, now on top of that right gray wool, we're gonna place us gray concrete. On top of that gray concrete, we'll place us bedrock. And then on top of that bedrock, we'll place us gravel. Then to the left of the gravel, we'll place us gray terracotta going up 2. To the left of the top gray terracotta, we'll place us gray wool. Then we're gonna place us, my apologies, no gray wool. We're gonna place us on top of the gray terracotta gray wool. To the left at gray wool, place this gray terracotta going up 2. To the left at top gray terracotta, we'll place this gray wool. Then we're gonna place us gray concrete going down 2. To the left at gray concrete, we'll place this gray wool going down 2. To the left of that bottom gray wool, we'll place this gray concrete. To the left of that gray concrete, we'll place this gray terracotta. And then we are gonna place us on top of this right bottom gray wool going up 3 on top of it. And then same thing to the left of it, up 3. To the left of that, at the very bottom of the gray wool, we'll place this gray wool going up 2. On top of that left gray wool, we'll place us gray concrete going up 3. On top of that gray concrete, we'll place this gray terracotta. To right of the gray terracotta, we'll place this gray concrete. To right, or underneath the gray concrete, we'll place us gray terracotta. To right of that gray concrete up top, we'll place us gray wool going up 3. To right of the middle gray concrete, we'll place this gray, or sorry, to right of the middle gray wool, we'll place us gray wool to the right. And then on top of that right gray wool, we're gonna place us gray concrete powder. To right of the gray concrete powder, we'll place us gray wool. Underneath the gray wool, we'll place us bedrock. To right of the bedrock, we're gonna place us gray terracotta. And then to right of that gray terracotta, or sorry, that cyan terracotta, we'll place us gray wool. Underneath the gray wool, we'll place us bedrock. To right of the gray wool, we'll place us gray terracotta. Underneath the gray terracotta, we'll place us gray concrete. To the right of the gray concrete, we'll place us gray wool. We're gonna go back up top to the left of that gray wool up top here. We're gonna place us gray wool to the left. On top of the gray terracotta right below here, we'll place us gray concrete. On top of that gray concrete, we'll place us gray concrete powder. Then we are gonna go ahead and let's see what we'll do here. Over here on the left to right of this gravel, we're gonna place us light gray wool. And then on top of the light gray wool, we're gonna place us gray wool. And then here's the song. I was looking for this one. Sorry, I just found this song for a few months. Okay. Underneath that light gray wool, we'll replace us gray concrete going down 2. To right, that bottom gray concrete will place us gray terracotta. And then we're gonna go ahead and fill in these 2 gaps right here with, actually, hold on, let's see here. Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and fill in all these gaps down below, all this right here, with gray concrete, except for this one over here to the left. That we'll still leave that empty. I'm gonna come back to that at the once we finish up over here. Okay, so from there we're gonna place on top of the right gravel, we're gonna place us dorite. On top of that dorite, we'll place this iron block. And then on top of that iron block, we'll place a snow going up 2 to right. And on top of that top snow, we're gonna place us white wool. So 1 on top, 1 to the right. on top of that right white wall, we're gonna place a snow going up 2, and then place a snow to right, or white wall to right. To right that white wall, we're gonna place us snow going down 3. We're gonna place us 1 white wall to right at the top and 1 down at the very bottom. Then we're gonna place us to right the white wall at the very bottom, snow going up 2, and then place us white wall to right. To right the white wall up top, we're gonna place us snow going up 3. We're gonna place 1 white wall up top, and then 1 to right at the middle. And then on top of that white wall in the middle, we're gonna place a snow, and then place this white wall to right of it. Oops, sorry. And then to right that's white wall at the very right, we'll place a snow, and then white wall to right of it. Okay. Next thing that we're gonna do from there is we're gonna place us over here to the left of that bottom snow. We'll place us a stone block. On top of that snow block, we'll place us polished diorite. Up left diagonal from that polished diorite, we'll place us light gray concrete powder. On top of the light gray concrete powder, we'll place us white wool going up 3. To right at that top white wool, we'll place a snow block, and then place us white wool to right of it. To the left of that bottom white wool, place us light gray concrete powder. To the left of that light gray concrete powder, we'll place us gray concrete going to the left 2. On top of the right gray concrete, we'll place us diorite. To the left of the diorite, we'll place us gray wool. To the left of the gray wool, we're gonna place us gray concrete. To the left of the gray concrete, we'll place us gray terracotta. Top of the gray terracotta, we'll place us light gray concrete powder. To right light gray concrete powder, we'll place us polished diorite. To right the polished diorite, we'll place us an iron block. To the left of the light gray concrete powder, we'll place us cracked stone bricks. And to the left of cracked stone bricks, we'll place us bedrock. Then we're gonna place us on top of the bedrock white concrete powder. To right the white concrete powder, we'll place us white wool. Down below, in between this gap right here, we're gonna fill this in with gray concrete. Okay, and then to the left over here, in this gap, we're gonna go ahead and fill this all in with snow. Alright, that seems to be a good stopping point. In the next video, we'll go ahead and continue working on the next letter. I want to thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, hopefully enjoy me again next one. I'll see you guys later. Bye.